At the University of Bristol, promotional T-shirts are everywhere. They're printed for bar calls, club entry, society members, and for volunteers at university events.
Each year, a student receives at least 2 T-shirts. Times that by the number of students in our university, and he's got 31,000 T-shirts. Times that by the number of students in the UK, and we're talking about more than 3 million promotional T-shirts being printed each year.
With a cotton T-shirt producing 2.34 kilograms of CO2 and requiring 2,700 litres of water to be produced, the massive environmental impact doesn't justify being printed for one-time wear.
People are chucking them away afterwards, and that is a terrible waste of resources. And there are all sorts of other reasons that that's not a good idea.
So what's our solution?
Our campaign aimed to get promotional T-shirts reduced, reused and recycled at Bristol. Reduce was a pledge to stop printing promotional T-shirts altogether.
During Freshers Week, we saved about 9,000 T-shirts from being printed, as the union used a wristband scheme as entry to clubs.
UBU is going topless.
Through our campaigning, we got 45 societies. That's more than a quarter of the societies at Bristol to stop printing T-shirts.
With on average 60 members per society, this has saved about 2,700 T-shirts being printed, ignoring the ones printed for social events.
The whole project was a learning experience, and we realised that we could open up the pledge to reach more people and have a larger environmental impact.
So we changed the pledge to include reusing and recycling T-shirts that needed to be printed.
The Go Topless pledge is being put forward at the next AGM as a condition that all societies must adhere to, and as a physical reminder of their pledge, there's a pledge quilt hanging up in the Students' Union made of donated T-shirts.
Reuse got students reusing and upcycling T-shirts. We did this through a social media campaign, and our online tutorials demonstrated how to turn T-shirts into great new things. We also got a DIY tutorial printed in our student newspaper.
We are taking part in a national campaign by Amnesty International to produce a quilt that we're going to send to a women's shelter in Afghanistan. We were inspired by the Go Topless campaign.
It is made of old barcode T-shirts and scrap fabric from charity shops.
Recycle secured donation bins in every hall and throughout the university. Now not only are students being more sustainable, but they're doing so as raising money for the British Heart Foundation.
We were very pleased with the success at our own university,
but we felt our project could have a bigger impact. The name Go Topless got students' attention, but we felt the less risque name, Reshirt, would allow us to reach a different target market.
The Reshirt campaign has 3 branches: Reshirt for professional organisations, Go Topless for universities, and Top of the Class for schools and children's organisations.
As part of the Reshirt outreach, we ran a workshop tent at BrizFest, delivering T-shirt upcycling tutorials to people of all ages.
We also had a T-shirt tutorial aired by the BBC on the big screen in the centre of Bristol.
we created a specially tailored toolkit for each of these branches, containing step-by-step guides and all the resources needed to run our campaign as successfully as we did with much less effort.
Several major companies have already requested our Reshirt toolkit: Npower, Triodos Bank, and even Oxfam. Oxfam produce thousands of T-shirts each year for all their volunteers, meaning our campaign is actually having a huge impact across the country.
The Go Topless toolkit is also having similar success with universities across the country. Our toolkits are being used in the University of Law, York, SOAS, London Imperial and Cambridge. And the Student Hub Network has spread our campaign in Oxford, Oxford Brookes, Southampton and Warwick.
Furthermore, the NUS Green Impact Scheme are working out a way to integrate our campaign into their GI Students' Union programme next year. The scheme works within 105 unions, over 50 colleges, and is now expanding into NHS trusts, local authorities and beyond.
The Top of the Class toolkit enables teachers to educate the next generation.
We work in about 6 or 7 schools, primary schools, and then 6 or 7 secondary schools. And they worked closely with the campaign to institute it into schools and to get it running in schools and have it as part of lesson plans and delivered by our volunteers.
One of our primary aims was that our project had a real legacy, so we have created a long-term campaign. Our toolkits will always be accessible from our website, ensuring that our campaign, which is just in its infancy, will continue to spread even after the Future Leaders competition is over.
Our campaign initially started to reduce, reuse and recycle promotional T-shirts at our own university.
We have accomplished this and have also spread our campaign to 10 other universities, and with NUS on board next year, have the potential to spread to 100 more.
Not only this, but we have spread the campaign to 10 schools in Bristol and multiple brownie groups.
Not only this, but we have spread the campaign to several major companies, including NUS, Triodos Bank and Oxfam.
We can't give you an exact figure for the amount of CO2 or water our whole campaign has saved.
But having prevented at least 11,700 t-shirts being printed in our own university, we've saved at least 31,590,000 litres of water and 2,737,800 kilograms of CO2 being emitted into the atmosphere.
And not only this Empower, but we turn your wasteful t-shirts into logo lingerie.
Ooh, yeah!
And remember, reduce, reuse and recycle. We did it with t-shirts.
What do you do it with?